Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joe Q. Damn, it has been a minute, and I do apologize for that, but I have been working my tail off lately. For the people out there that have followed me for a long time, you do know that this is not the most glamorous time to own a restaurant. Every small business owner in this country is short-staffed right now, and we are all working our asses off to just keep things going. But I'm going to be doing my best to keep pumping out these videos just because I do have a true love for this team, and I do have a true love for everyone that does follow this channel, and y'all have no idea how much I appreciate that. But my businesses do come first, and I know I have missed out on a good bit of breaking news, and I've also thankfully missed out on the plethora of just straight bullshit that's been coming down the pipes about this team. And I'm sorry, I know that it's fun to talk about, but at the same time, I don't give a shit if somebody's not talking when the season ends. If I was in that position and I was making millions of dollars every year, the last game of the season, I would turn my phone and my Twitter and my Facebook and all the other bullshit that comes along with it completely off. And you would not hear from me until the 16th when the league actually started again. That would be my time to sit down, chill with my family, and not give two shits about what anyone had to say. The only players that are spouting off during the actual offseason are players that are trying to build brands. Everyone else just goes radio silent and turns that shit off for a little bit, and I have the utmost respect for that. But we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into this. If you are new to the channel, if you think about subscribing, I really would appreciate that. This channel is already bigger than I ever dreamed of it being. And at this point, I'm pretty much like, what the hell? Let's just see how far we can push this thing. So if you enjoy yourself, be sure to click that button. But we're going to start this video with the tampering window. It starts tomorrow at noon Eastern. This pretty much just says that agents and NFL teams can start to negotiate contracts before the league actually officially starts. So I would imagine tomorrow by about 1 p.m. you're going to have every damn person on YouTube spouting off a video about who's coming to the Raiders and how magical it's going to be. And I'm going to have to sit through a bunch of videos talking about Deshaun Watson becoming a Raider, which is the biggest crock of shit I have heard this entire offseason and maybe for the past 3 to 4 off seasons. It is what it is, man, and these off seasons are tough for everybody. But I have seen a few channels actually really grow through this offseason, and I am super proud of them. So, Andy, congratulations to you. Wi-Fi Willie, man, you have really blown up. I remember watching your first video, and I still remember your birthday video. You shouldn't have deleted that shit, man. It showed you who you really were. That shit cracked me up. I'm not even going to lie, man. But both of y'all have really made that huge leap forward, so I am super happy for both of you guys. Keep it up and keep that content coming. All right, let's keep pushing on here. 2022 season officially starts March 16th. That's when teams can actually start bringing players on. That's when I'm actually going to start cutting the little dudes out and seeing who comes onto this team and who gets moved off this team. The biggest news that we've had so far is Corey Littleton is getting cut off this team. That actually speaks volumes about what Patrick Graham is thinking about putting into place. I know I like Corey Littleton a hell of a lot more than a lot of you guys did, but I just think that dude was loaded full of talent. But he never produced for us, and he never put that shit out on the field. A lot of y'all said that as soon as he got that big-ass contract, he no longer wanted to tackle people. He was just a coverage linebacker. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. We saw what he produced for us over the past 2 seasons. It was painfully obvious it was time to move on. Then a few other moves that I want to talk about just real quick that aren't exactly Raiders related, but they're still kind of Raiders related. Amari Cooper, gone from Dallas. Congratulations, your career is officially over. I hope you enjoy the shit show that you have just joined. And then Khalil Mack coming to the Chargers, coming back to the AFC West. I told y'all when he left the Raiders that dude was just going to continue to bounce team to team, chasing the money until his career was over and never have any true success in the NFL. And he is living up to that shit right now. Loyalty goes a long, long way in my book, and that dude has proven that he has 0. So best of luck to you. I look forward to whipping that ass twice a year for the remainder of your career. And finally, and probably what's been the biggest news of the AFC West, is Russell Wilson getting traded to the Broncos. And then watching every dipshit on ESPN and NFL Network start saying that Derek Carr is the 4th worst quarterback in the AFC West. The Raiders are completely outmatched right now. Even the fucking Seahawks' own wide receivers came out and said that Russell Wilson has lost it. DK Metcalf said in the middle of last season that the dude has completely lost his arm. And then the Broncos were willing to go out there and sell the entire freaking farm to bring his ass onto that team. I am not worried about the Broncos any more now than I was last season. Russell Wilson is washed up, the Broncos overpaid, and is going to put them in a cesspool of shit for like the next 5 years because they gave away everything. And I cannot tell you how freaking happy that makes me. Everybody's talking, oh, they're going to be a contender now. They're immediately going to be a playoff team. They're not better than the Chiefs. Shit, they're not even better than the Chargers. And there's no way in hell that they are better than this Raiders team unless our new coaching staff and GM comes in there and just completely fucks everything up. But I do not see that happening. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. That shit has been eating me up for a good few days now. But I will say this, I do truly believe that as it stands right now, the AFC West has top to bottom quarterback group in the NFL as it sits. Up next, our new coaching staff all had their first initial interviews. The one that really stood out to me the most was Patrick Graham. I am not going to lie to you. I am more excited about this man becoming our defensive coordinator than I have been about the Raiders defense in probably the past 15 to 20 years. And the fact that I know he is going to have complete control over this defense honestly has me excited as shit. And I'm really expecting to see some crazy defensive schemes drawn up on a week-to-week basis instead of just running the same exact defense week to week, regardless of the opponent that you're going up against, which was slowly driving me insane. Whether it be Gunther or whether it be Bradley, both of those defensive systems had huge flaws that we saw every damn week, and they never adjusted and they never fixed them. I finally think we have gotten to the point to where we have pushed past that. You are going to start to see individual game plans drawn up on a week-to-week basis and the defense that is smart enough to actually keep up with that shit. I am extremely curious to see who this man tries to bring on to this defensive side of the ball. I have heard some crazy shit, but y'all have to remember the Raiders only have so much money going into this offseason. I understand we restructured a few people. I understand that we let a few people go, but you are not going to be bringing on the names that these people are spouting off and then just totally revamping this entire damn thing. We have to be able to build off what we do have. I saw a report that the Raiders were going to be keying in on Van Noy and Hightower and J.C. Jackson, and all of them were coming to the Las Vegas Raiders. Congratulations. At that point, we're completely fucking broke. We have 3 defensive guys and our team's going to suck next year. But out of those 3 names, I do think there is a definite possibility of one of those 3 coming over to this team. If I had to call it right now, I'd be leaning more towards Van Noy than anybody else. But I'd be happy as hell to have any one of those 3 on our team going into next season. And then as far as the offensive side of the ball is concerned, I am so damn happy that Davante Adams got franchise tagged, and I do not have to hear that bullshit anymore. I know I was one of the people that said there's a pretty serious shot that we end up getting Davante Adams. And then I ended up doing a little research, seeing the price tag on that dude, and it was fucking insane. There is no chance that I'd be willing to drop that money on him, when I know I can go out there and pick up 2 other wide receivers that would end up coming in under his single price tag. If I was the Raiders right now, I would be actively pursuing Allen Robinson, and I would make a trade offer to bring over Jarvis Landry, because the Browns said that he is willing to go out there and see what options he does have. Could you imagine that shit? You have Robinson on one side, Landry on the other, Renfro in the slot, Waller working your tight end position, and then you still have Drake, possibly Josh Jacobs, who I really don't think is going to end up getting re-signed to this team. We're just going to have to see how that ends up shaking out. With DC at the helm, what the hell else do you want? You put an offensive line in front of that instead of the shit show we had last season, and you are golden. And then finally, the last thing that I did want to talk about tonight was the draft. I just want to do my first round pick tonight. I'm going to end up doing a few mock drafts like everybody else is doing, just because I really enjoy pulling those up on the computer and just seeing what actually plays out and who ends up dropping to you and who doesn't. But as far as that first round pick goes, I know a lot of people are talking about the Raiders keying on a wide receiver, but if you make those moves I was just talking about, you do not have to worry about that wide receiver room at all. You keep Zay Jones as your backup. You go ahead and trade Bryan Edwards off to go ahead and make that Landry trade possible, and your team's completely set at that position. In my heart of hearts, and what I believe is going to happen, the Raiders are going to go offensive line in the first round once again, and I'm really hoping we get Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M. That kid is a freaking beast. That kid is mean as shit, and that kid will be able to hold down that right tackle position. Unlike Leatherwood, he's actually going to be drafted in a spot to where he should have been drafted. If I was personally in control of this team, I would go out and draft the best linebacker that was on the board when our first round pick came around. And I've said that shit every year for about the past 4 or 5 years now, and it never happens. But that would be my personal first round pick. Who the hell needs a linebacker if you're going to go out there and sign Van Noy and bring in Hightower and you still have Perryman, and this team really seems to love Morrow? Well, there's no telling what the hell is actually going to happen, but I do like busting out those mock drafts, so look forward to those coming up pretty soon. That's pretty much what I have for you tonight, Nation. I really appreciate y'all checking out another one. I know I missed a few things, so feel free to hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what you want to discuss in the upcoming videos. I'm going to do my damnedest to keep pumping these things out, but like I said, it might be a little bit spaced out just because I have been working my ass off. But until then, guys, I'm Joe Q. Thank you very much. We will catch y'all on the next one.